How's it going, YouTube? Night Gaming here today, and in today's video we are going to be going over my entire video game collection, or at least games that I consider collectible or that I would have a very hard time parting with. Before we get into the video, hit that thumbs up for me. If you guys are new, maybe consider subscribing. But now that I got that out of the way, let's get into this. We're going to start with the Game Boys, which is the smaller games and everything, I mean. But yeah, we got Pokemon trading card game. Now, I kind of dabbled in that. I more or less just want it because it's a Pokemon game that's really old. But the next we got one, first generation. We got Pokemon Red. And to follow that up, we got Pokemon Blue. And these are all in like really good condition. Like, I paid a lot of money for those. And to finish off first generation, we got yellow edition. I was going to say special Pikachu edition, but it's just yellow edition. Now, one thing that, if you're wondering, like, why it's such a, like, I probably paid, I can't remember how much I paid, I think like $50 or something for this game, but, like, compared to something like this that has, like, no picture at all and has, like, something written on it and everything, like, it's nice, like, you still have the game, but from, like, a collector's standpoint, like, having the whole picture intact, on the thing, like on the actual cartridge and like nothing written on it and everything. Like this is like super, like I wouldn't trade that for something like this. Like I would never do that, like ever. Like if I had to pay like $30 extra to get this over this, I would do it. Like that's just me though. Like that's just like at least how I look at it. I think it's worth it, and usually in the long run. And to start off second generation, we got my game of choice as a kid, Pokemon Silver. I absolutely love Lugia and that game. I remember driving around all the time, like on road trips, and taking that with me while my cousin played this one, Pokemon Gold. So, that's pretty nostalgic, like pretty much my whole childhood, like right here in these two games. And then to finish second generation, we got Pokemon Crystal. I remember getting this game when I was a kid. Like every time I see this game, I think of the one memory whenever I got it for Christmas. And I remember I looked right at my mom, just big ol' eyed, and I was like, "Mom, how do you spell ass?" And I was like, "Oh, I mean Ash. I mean Ash." And I was just so scared she was gonna take the game away from me because I said that, but she didn't. They all just laughed, and I got to play, and that's just a really funny memory now that I think about it. Now jumping into third generation here, we got Pokemon Ruby. Now, this is actually the game. This is actually my game that I've had since I was like a kid. This is like the one game I actually like still held on to. Cause I remember like when the commercials came out for this game. I still remember when they came out and like they had all the people dressed up as the Pokemon that they were like impersonating and everything. And I remember just how cool that was. Then we got Pokemon Sapphire, which my buddy and me played. Like we played so much of this game. I remember. I think I have like 600 something hours on this game. It's ridiculous. And then we got to finish third generation. We got Pokemon Emerald. Now I remember this was such a good game. I have more hours on this game. I have almost like 1,000 hours on this game just because of the Battle Frontier alone. Like I love Pokemon Emerald. This isn't my original copy that I had. I had to pay like 70 something dollars to get this, or I don't know. I remember it was outrageously expensive, but I definitely wanted it. And they're all in great condition. Like they all got the pictures and everything on them. So that's pretty great. Love that generation. That's very fond. Uh, God, wish I could talk whenever I start recording. Yeah, we got Fire Red and Leaf Green. Finish off the advanced Pokemon games. Now I wish I had. I always think about buying another Leaf Green that has the art on it because I definitely want one. Because this is the only one I don't have an art for. But I'm just like, oh, it's so expensive. Do I really just want to get another Leaf Green just so I can have the art? And honestly, to answer that question, I probably will one day. I'm sure it'll be in one of my future videos whenever I decide to finally buy it. Now, moving on to the DS series here, we got Pokemon Black and White. Now, I really want to get Pokemon Black and White too, but they're so outrageously expensive. Like they're literally like some of the last like games I need to get to finish everything. Now I realized I totally jumped a whole generation because we got Diamond and Pearl, as well, and they're obviously in really great condition. I think I bought both of these from GameStop at some point for like $45 each. And to finish it off, we got Pokemon Platinum version. I always loved these versions of the games, the ones like the remake third, installment. They're always really good. They always did a really good job about that. And then to bring back old flashback, we got Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Freaking loved these games. They were so good. I still remember when the remakes came out, how excited me and my cousin were when we like took our little Poke Walkers to school and just walked around with them all the time. It was just a blast. And getting into the 3DS, here we got, oh, I did not. You guys didn't see that. Oh, we got Pokemon X and Y. Now, I have never actually played X yet. I plan on doing it someday. Now, if you guys ever want to see me, I do plan on doing gameplay at some point. Now, you guys want to see me do on any of the games I'm about to show in this video, then just drop a comment down below. And, if it gets like likes or something, or if you even just drop a comment in the first place, I might just do it because I don't know if people want to see more relevant games or more like older games and stuff. But yeah, moving on, we got the remakes over here of Ruby and Sapphire, of Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby. Now, I remember I've actually played both of these. Now, whenever they first came out, I got Alpha Sapphire because the Best Buy and every game store in my location was all sold out of Omega Ruby, so I had no choice but to get Alpha Sapphire. But it ended up having all my favorite legendaries in it anyway, so it ended up working out, so it wasn't that bad. Next, we got Pokemon Sun and Moon. Now, a lot of people actually really hate these games. They hate them so much, and I can understand. They're really different. But I'm a hardcore fan, Pokemon fan for like till I die. Like I always have the urge. The reason I have these even as a collection is because I always have an urge, no matter when how old I get, no matter when, I always have an urge to come back and play these games. And I never know what generation it's gonna be, so that's why I just got them all, as you can see. Except obviously, these ones are really good. I loved these. I shiny hunted every legendary in these games, and I got all of them. That took so long to do, but it was such a fun thing to do. Now, that's literally my entire Pokemon handheld game collection right there. Now, to finish off the handhelds, I'm gonna show these three real quick. I got a Mega Man 5 that my buddy gave me for Christmas. And I mean, I played it some. I don't know. I'm not that big of a Mega Man fan, honestly, if I'm being honest. We got Super Smash Bros. For the DS, and then we got one of my favorite games actually is Kirby Squeak Squad. I actually played. There was always that interval between like whenever like Nintendo would release like a new handheld console, and there would always be the intermission of me waiting for the next Pokemon game to come out. And I would always get whatever Kirby game they were throwing out in between that. That was always my in between of every Pokemon main series game that came out. Because I wasn't really a spin off kind of guy, except for Pokemon Ranger. I played the crap out of that. But yeah, next for starting off with, now we're going to consoles now. We got Super Smash Bros., which I just recently got. Like, I just recently got this, like, not even that long ago. I haven't had this for, like, a week yet. And then, continuing on with the Pokemon collection here, we got Pokemon Stadium, which is in really great condition. And then we also got Pokemon Stadium 2 as well. Now, like I said, Pokemon game collection, I definitely got to get pretty much all of them. I will be getting Pokemon Snap and Hey You, Pikachu, and probably like any other old Pokemon game I can find, just because I just want all of them. Just because, like, why not? Now, moving on to PlayStation 1, we got one of my, like, when I think of PlayStation 1, I think of Spyro and Crash, obviously, but I was more of a Spyro kid, honestly. But yeah, loved Spyro. Played oh my gosh, I still play the remastered trilogy on my Xbox. I'm still going through all the games and like 100%ing everything. But yeah, here we go. And then next we got really honestly, like, I didn't get into Final Fantasy till like Final Fantasy 13 came out. I didn't play. I remember watching my uncle play it when I was remember growing up. This is Final Fantasy 1 and 2. This is like the greatest hits edition, honestly, remastered. So It's not super crazy valuable, but still, like, it is 1 and 2, which I have still yet to play, which I plan on doing now that I actually have a PlayStation 1. Next, we got Final Fantasy, which, as I was saying though, like, I didn't actually play Final Fantasy at all until the 13th installment, which I didn't know that they were all different storylines for each game until my buddy told me. He was like a big Final Fantasy fan whenever Final Fantasy 13 was coming out, and I was like, oh well, I'll give it a try. And I remember trying it like years later, and it was just like I loved it, and I was like, because I was like, oh, I don't like the turn basedness, but then I loved Pokemon, so it didn't make any sense. But yeah, this one's got a little scratch in it. I got this from a place called Vintage Stock in the place I lived at. But I played a little bit of this one. I bought the remastered on my Xbox, but I have still yet to play this one. It's the greatest hits, so it's nothing too crazy, like expensive or as wise I get. I mean, I'm sure it's still kind of expensive, but it's nothing like you're gonna drop like your whole check on. Now, here's probably a lot of people when they think of PlayStation 1, this is their like go-to nostalgia game. It's the greatest hits version. Unfortunately, it's not the black label, because if it was, this would be like stupid expensive. Oh my god. Now, I did play through a lot of this on this one on my PlayStation 2, and it honestly, like, it was a great game. I have yet to play the remastered yet, and I really want to, but I love Final Fantasy 7. It's really good. I understand why it's such a big thing to people. Now, this is like, obviously, you can tell already, it's the black label of Final Fantasy 8. So this is already like pretty stupid expensive, and if I even got it graded, I'm sure it would even be more expensive, but I do want to play it because I have yet to play Final Fantasy 8, so I definitely do want to play this one day and try it out and see how I like it. I'm pretty sure I have the remastered version I could play on my Xbox, so I might just play that instead. But next we got PlayStation 2. We got Ratchet and Clank. Now I feel like this was another series of games that whenever like I was waiting for something else on a console, like that is what I played instead, was like Ratchet and Clank. 'Cause I remember it was on like the PSP and other stuff like that. But next we got Sonic Heroes. I remember I loved this. Is probably one of the best Sonic games ever made in my opinion. It's really fun, honestly, and I remember as a kid, I didn't beat it for like 2 years because there was like a level where like a giant alligator came out and chased you, and I remember just having the worst anxiety and could not handle it. So I just had to wait and like grow up a little bit, and then I was able to handle it. But continuing on with the Final Fantasy collection, we got Final Fantasy X. Unfortunately, it's the greatest hits, so it's like nothing like too crazy expensive again, but still better having it than not having it, I think. I say, Jesus. But then we got Final Fantasy 12 Collector's Edition, which honestly, like, I bought this at a vintage stock as well for relatively cheap, so I'm sure it's not something crazy too expensive. I mean, it's got this, like, crazy, like, hard, like, almost, not, I wouldn't say metal, but, I mean, it's definitely not your regular, like, case. I mean, it's really nice. It's in okay condition. It's got, like, scratches and stuff here and there, but still better than having it than not having it. But now we're getting into the real meat of like my childhood when it comes to the PlayStation 2. And like this case right here is like the whole inspiring and like inspiration of this video, because it has Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2 in it. And I was scrolling through eBay and I saw someone like selling, the game, and I was like, "Oh man, I wish someone was just selling the case." And I was like, "Oh wait, someone probably is." And of course, I found someone selling just the case. So I was just like, "Oh, you know what? We're gonna definitely get that, and we're gonna make that much better." But I'm gonna raise my camera up a little bit so it's easier for you guys to see the cases. But next we got Budokai 3, and I remember my mom's boyfriend bought this for me, and I remember not having a memory card because we just moved. So I remember leaving this on. I think I left on my PlayStation for like 3 or 4 days until like they got paid and they bought me a memory card and everything. But it was so funny because I remember when I got it, I was like, you can't turn off the TV, you can't turn this off. So they just left on my PlayStation. It was super cool that they did that for me. I remember this game too, Budokai Tenkaichi. I remember every time I asked my mom, whenever we went shopping, I was like, Mom, I was like, I need to get Budokai Tenkaichi. And she was just like, wow, you say that so ridiculously fast. And I remember, uh, I remember explaining this to her. How it was like, Mom, you can fly around and shoot key blasts and you can run at them and like I remember just losing it over this. And I was like, Mom, you need to get me this and everything. And I remember she eventually did, but I remember me and my cousin just sitting for like hours, like trying to do all the mixing combinations of stuff that you could do to make characters. And I miss that about games. And now this game, oh man, Budokai Tenkaichi 2. This game is so good. This is probably one of the best games besides Tenkaichi 3, honestly. But I don't have that one. I'm still trying to find it. But the cheapest I found so far is $160, and I'm honestly considering buying it because I mean, honestly, I don't think I'm gonna get anything cheaper than that. But this game, I remember my mom and them got me this for Christmas. Not this one particularly, but they got me it for Christmas, and I remember finding it in their closet, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I remember opening it, playing it while they were gone and at work and stuff. And I remember like putting it up whenever like they were about to come back. And I remember like they gave it to me for Christmas. And I was like, oh my god, that's so crazy!" I remember going in my room and just like immediately picking up where I left off. But yeah, moving into the last couple games here. This video is not going on too. Okay, it's 16 minutes. That's not too bad. Yeah, moving on to my GameCube games here. We got the Player's Choice Mario Super Sunshine. Now, I've actually, funny enough, I own this game, and I've actually never played it, and I never played it as a kid either. The only reason I have this game is because I had a roommate move in with me for a while, and she was just like, "Oh my god, I love this game, this and that," and I was like, "All right, cool." So I bought it, and she played it for like a couple of days, and that was it. And then she ended up moving out, and then that was it. So like, this is the only reason why I have this game, but apparently it's super popular because I paid a pretty little penny for that, honestly. Now, moving into like the real reason I even have a GameCube at all is because of this game right here. Pokemon Coliseum is probably one of the most slept on, underrated games that I've ever played as far as a spin off goes. That's not main series. Like, I love this game. I actually went back through and played it again and caught every single shadow Pokemon, purified all of them. Was gonna go catch Ho-Oh, but then I realized all the little extra stupid stuff you had to do to get them, and I was like, well, never mind. And I just felt content with that alone, and I just, obviously stopped playing it because that's whenever I bought this game. And you're probably wondering, what is that? And it's Pokemon XD, Gale of Darkness, one of my also all-time favorite Pokemon spin-off games ever. That is, I don't think it's as slept on as Coliseum, but I definitely am going to be buying a case for this as well because I definitely want the case. Because who doesn't love Shadow Lugia? Like that was like I saw Shadow Lugia and I was like, all right, that's it. I'm buying that game, no doubt. But yeah, that's my entire game collection. I kind of wanted to like show it off now before like because I got like 66 games that I'm thinking about buying and everything or not thinking about buying that I will be buying. So I definitely wanted to make a video now before my collection just gets super big and I'm just like, oh man, wish I would have showed everything off then. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hit that thumbs up and everything. Subscribe if you're new. Blah blah blah. Let me know if any of these games are nostalgic to you, because I mean, pretty much all of them were, except the ones I talked about and everything. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a good day, and I will see you guys in the next video.